Pruning wisdom. Timing is key for thriving gardens through the seasons. As the growing season draws to a close, the work for garden enthusiasts is far from over. Pruning, an essential horticultural practice, plays a pivotal role in maintaining the health and aesthetics of various plants, trees, and shrubs. Contrary to the common perception that gardening tasks diminish in the fall, the truth is that understanding when and how to prune is crucial for ensuring that these botanical wonders thrive, even during their dormancy. Sarah Abbas, a seasoned landscape designer and co-founder of the Northport Native Garden Initiative, emphasizes the importance of timing in the pruning process. Native plants may differ from non-native plant species when it comes to the best time to prune. An important consideration, no matter the plant in question, is when this plant blooms, she explains. Pruning too early or too late can lead to the unintended consequence of removing blooms that are already set or about to flower, potentially costing plants an entire season of growth. The nuances of pruning trees. When it comes to trees, the timing of pruning can vary significantly depending on the species. Bevan Shimizu, owner of Shimizu Landscape Design, notes that fruit trees are ideally pruned during the winter months. For deciduous trees, late winter or early spring marks the optimal time for pruning, as this is when new growth begins to emerge. On the other hand, evergreen trees can be pruned in either late winter, early spring, or during the summer months. Shimizu also addresses specific practices related to certain tree types. For instance, crepe myrtles can be pruned in late winter, but he cautions against the aggressive pruning style often referred to as crepe murder. Instead, he advocates for a more selective approach that preserves the tree's natural beauty. For larger trees, especially those that may pose a risk to structures, consulting an arborist is advisable. Shimizu points out that pruning crossing branches, or those in close contact, can enhance the overall health and appearance of the canopy. Pruning shrubs. Timing is everything. Determining when to stop pruning shrubs is equally nuanced and depends heavily on the variety in question. Shimizu suggests that winter is the best time to prune roses, while most spring-blooming plants, such as azaleas and lilacs, should be pruned immediately after they flower since they bloom on old wood. Abbas adds that many shrubs continue to bloom throughout the season, so it's vital to monitor when they cease flowering to ensure proper timing for pruning. For summer-blooming shrubs, a late winter or early spring pruning is recommended. Hydrangeas, however, are particularly complex, as the pruning schedule varies by species. Smooth hydrangeas should be pruned in late winter, while big leaf varieties are best pruned in late summer after flowering has concluded. Perennial plants. To prune or not to prune. Shimizu advocates for leaving dead perennials in the landscape throughout the winter months. This practice not only provides habitat for insects, but also contributes to the overall interest of the garden during the colder months. Pruning back dead perennials can be done in February or March, just before new growth emerges. However, if a tidier appearance is desired, some gardeners may choose to cut back in the fall. Abbas concurs with the idea of allowing certain plants, like ornamental grasses, to stand through the winter for both aesthetic and ecological reasons. Grasses can be cut in the spring and still reach full size during their peak season, she explains. Understanding when to resume pruning. As the seasons change, so too does the approach to pruning. Shimizu notes that there is no one-size-fits-all answer to when to start pruning again. It largely depends on the specific plant and its blooming cycle. He suggests knowing whether a plant blooms on old wood or new wood, as this knowledge directly influences the timing of pruning. If a plant blooms on old wood, it should not be pruned until after flowering. Conversely, if it blooms on new wood, early spring is the ideal time for cutting back. He also stresses the importance of restraint during pruning, advising against removing more than 25% of any tree or plant at a time. Additionally, Maintaining clear walkways and ensuring that plants at eye level are pruned for safety are essential factors to consider. In conclusion, as the gardening season transitions, the need for careful pruning remains vital. By understanding the specific needs of different plants, trees, and shrubs, gardeners can ensure that their landscapes thrive year-round, emerging from dormancy more vibrant and resilient than ever. The expertise of professionals like Sarah Abbas and Bevan Shimizu provides invaluable insights that gardeners can rely on as they navigate this critical aspect of horticulture.